Hello, everyone. Welcome to PSGL. We're here back for our second social race of F122. This is going to have our F2/F3 guys in today. Yesterday was the Esports Invitational. Today I'm joined by Hyperactive.
Greetings, hello all, and what a warm welcome it is. It's first time on PSGL, but not the first time my voice has been heard. I'm looking forward to the social race. I've been informed that F2, F3 being one of the top three, well, one of the top three kind of tiers. We're
Yeah.
getting tier 2 and tier 3 essentially, and it's going to be interesting. The people we've got in here, I don't know anybody because I've been Xbox my entire F1 commentary, but you've mentioned already from a couple of names, this is going to be quite
Yeah, it
interesting.
will. But I'd like to mention, hang on, I'd like to mention our new sponsor, GT Omega, who has hooked some of us up with some brand new GT Omega chairs between the sponsorship of PSGL and GT Omega. So it's nice to have them on board, and it's been nice to have some of them in the stream today. But I believe we're going to get started soon. We're in Britain for, well, I think we was in Britain yesterday, if I'm correct. And yep, we're going to got some of our F2 and F3 and a few F4 guys in with us today. I'm going to get started very shortly. But yeah, it's good to be back. I haven't been on here for what? It's about a month, I think it is now, since we last commentated F4, and on a new game. It's nice to be back, and hopefully we don't get issues with the game because I've seen a couple of streams recently. There's little issues here and there, so I think if all goes well, it'll be good. If all doesn't, then we'll have to find out and just improvise. But yeah, we've got 90 people in the lobby, so we'll be starting very shortly. We'll keep on the intermission screen just for now. But yeah, it's really good to be back.
It's quite good to be back. It's definitely a thrill, and especially with a new game. I don't know if people saw the comment to the social race. I said it's a new game, new race, and essentially new commentary as well. But there's a lot of new features we're looking at, and one of the main key things that has been discussed over this new game is the way the car behaves.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you've been looking into some of the behavior, but instantly I've been noticing that driving the car, it's very understeery. It doesn't move the same way. The counter positive to that is you're not
Hmm.
spinning out as often. You're not, lighting up your rear end as
Yeah,
easier. But just the turning, you're gonna have to focus on adding a bit more downforce than what you're used to.
definitely. But from what I believe, we're running preset setup, so it's like the F1 22 setups that they're no custom ones. But um, as I like to call it, in this game, it's all about Marcel Kiefer gearing. That's what I like to call it, where it's just really high gears. He always gears, shifts really
Mm.
high, and that's what it's all about in this game. I've been playing recently, and the force feedback it feels odd. I don't know if that's just me or if it's a game, but like
Yeah.
it feels weird. So you've got to really shift up high, especially coming out corners like Sandoval. Normally, you come into Sandoval at gear, you shift down to gear 1 or 2, then short shift up. But now you've got to go up to gear 4 or 5 to get out and not spin. So I think we're playing on Britain, which is a track that everyone loves. Silverstone.
Mm.
So I think there'll be lots of changes in terms of gearing, in terms of what speed to take corners. Like Cops now, I couldn't take flat, whereas in the other game you could. But that could be due to the fact there's no setups yet. So it's going to be an interesting race, and Silverstone's always a track that brings great racing. We've got some of the quickest guys in F1 esports, so it's gonna be good to see some of these guys driving, and some of these, Jarno Tripkov, Ryan Grob, and a couple others that I've commentated on before. But some of these guys are new, so I'm very excited to see how it ends. But
Yeah.
just a quick disclaimer: if I
Hmm.
pronounce anyone's names wrong, I'm sorry, because
Same
some of
here.
these names aren't very English. So I don't know how to pronounce them very well. So I'm very sorry in advance to anyone. So
Uh,
I'll try my best. And if anyone wants to correct me in the chat, go ahead because I'll be watching the chat the whole time. But yeah,
yeah.
hello everyone in the chat. There's too many people to announce to, but hello everyone. Welcome in.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a second monitor or even the name pronunciation skills that even you have. So again, an apologies here, but I have an excuse. I'm dyslexic, but uh, I'll play that card whenever I need it. We're about to get underway.
Yes.
Matter of fact, the lobby has just started to load up, and as mentioned, what a track to head to! A track that has history, it has drama, real F1. We've been seeing tyre blowouts left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Go to some of the esports side of things. Oh my god, some of the dramas you have, especially in the likes of your F1 tiers or even tier 1 in other tiers. We're seeing the best of the best, and some of the brave and bold moves that
Yeah.
comes out, especially out of Stowe. If you're side by side out there, action will just continue in the last few corners and chaos is caused. But with these drivers, all it takes is one mistake,
Yeah.
and then that door is
It's done.
wide open for anybody to come at you, and
Mhm.
then we get some joyful, amazing racing from
Yeah.
there.
Definitely. I'd just like to say one thing. From Louis Welch, you put, "Where's Yarno?" Well, Louis, I think you know Yarno's not here because I know he was in. I think he was in the race yesterday. So, bit of a sarcastic comment, but nice try.
With
Yeah, we got.
Yarno, we wanted Yarno.
Well, Yarno was
I
even
love-
there yesterday.
I think
But
everyone wants to see the likes of Yano in the game
Yeah.
because he brings life to
Mhm.
F1 esports, and we love to see that. You know, same with Marcel as a Red Bull driver. You know, he brings life, he brings character. You see him on social media, so there is that influence around, and it's so good and it feels amazing to watch. Unfortunately, they're really good, and we can't always get them in our lobbies.
Yeah. But let's have a look at a few of the drivers here. We've got Matthew Roberts, we've got Max Wissel, Ryan Grob, Istvan Pukai, or Puki, Harlan Marquis, Korsak, Daniel Lusink, Alfie Butcher, Leonard, Ash, Jonah Martins, Menno, Lucas CB, Stealthy, Jakob, Akinci, Sendel, Aspect, Nevquist, and Tripkov. But we'll have a look at here. We'll look at Harlan Marquis in the Red Bull. Oh, that's a bit of a glitch there. Yeah, this is all new. I haven't been on the I haven't tried any of the settings out yet for spectator. Also, got a bit of a glitch where the audio cuts out, so in advance, sorry for that, but there's not much we can do. But everyone's going on softs, so yeah, it's
not surprising, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. It's not surprising to see a lot of the drivers starting out on softs. You know, new game. This has probably been the first time they're really testing out the cars. So naturally, you want to go fast, sit a lap, and put your statement down.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's actually anybody at the moment. No, nobody is actually going on for the medium. So
No.
nobody testing it out.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, really. But I've still got that issue where I've turned my mic off, but it's still popping up in the bottom corner of the game. So to anyone who can hear me.
Everyone can hear what's happening, but to be honest, like even if this is like going into competitive, you know, the competitive nature of the series starting, there's nothing stopping you from having a race engineer who has the same amount of information. So we can talk as much as we like, we can propose ideas.
Yeah.
They're all going to get this anyway, because at this level, you're going to have at least somebody talking into your ear going, mate, I think this guy's going to pit at one point.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's going to happen.
Yeah, but so watching Menno quickly, so I'll just change the settings on my game. Looking at Menno now, he's the first guy to set a lap on the he's on the soft tyres in the Williams, and I'm just hoping that this car isn't the speed that it is in real life. Otherwise, he's going to be at the bottom of the grid. But now coming on the exit of Woodcote now towards Cops, and he's got his foot down. Does he have to brake? Let's have a look because he comes into Cops now. Oh, a bit of lag there, but I think gets a let off a bit there as he comes out. Doesn't invalidate, very nice. Now coming up towards Max and Beckett's. And here we go, straight in, down to gear 7, keeps it in gear 7. Yeah, you can see the gearing is a lot different, you know, normally being gear 5 in the exit of Beckett's there, but he's right up into 7th. Now coming down, this is a hanger straight. More game volume, sorry about this everyone, it's getting sorted, getting everything new, so...
Round Stowe, these guys have already made these cars look quite solid. They're not twitching. I was expecting these guys to be a bit twitchy, but you can see from the steering wheel they're holding their ground quite nicely. Let's see what Menno can put over the line. It's a 127.6. That looks respectable, but it's not respectable as enough as Norbert goes and puts a 127.5. Korsak does a 128, and Aspect can't even get close with a 129. So we're getting a variety here already from a few of the drivers.
We are.
I'm looking and I'm predicting this is going to go into the 126s.
Oh, definitely. You know, well, we're nearly at the 126 in now. As Akinci puts in a 127 flat, which is, you know, that is a quick time, especially with no proper setups on a new game. You know, this is 2 days in, and everyone's already so quick. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to go for and 27.0.5. That's 200s quicker there from Max Wissel. And I'm just going to say, I presume that Alfie Butcher will get pole. I've seen him a lot, and I've seen him in the last game, and he's quick. So I'm thinking Alfie Butcher will get pole today. And As Ash puts a 127.4 in on the soft tyre as well in the McLaren. Matthew Roberts with a 127.6 in the Mercedes there. Definitely not the 700 as it's a lot quicker. But we'll have a look at Ryan Grob now, who's invalidated, unfortunately, in the Alfa Romeo, and Harlem, who is now just coming around cops now in the Red Bull. I'm just going to listen to it because it sounds just like such a nice car. Here we go. Into Magnussen, Beckett's there. Very nice line. Into Gear 5 on the exit there. Takes a bit of grasp, but it doesn't really do much to affect his time. 1.08 in the second sector. Coming up towards Stowe now. Let's see. Will he be able to take and carry a lot of speed through, which he does. Into Gear 5, into Gear 6 on the exit now. Coming up towards Club, I believe. Oh, no, he's into the pits. We've got Daniel Sink now on his first lap in the Aston Martin. As he's now coming up towards turn 3.
I want to point out Jonah not putting in the strongest of laps in a 134.
No.
He is out on another lap, so he's going to try his best to maybe improve. And through Cops, Max, and Beckett, it's looking smooth.
Yeah.
And he's carrying the speed he needs to. I don't know what happened for Jonah on the first lap to get a 134, but I don't know.
Alfie Butcher!
Ooh,
into
Butcher.
the 26s.
And Jonah, he's messed up on the exit of Stowe. So again, not a strong lap for him.
But yeah, everyone, I am sorry for this, everyone, about the issue with the audio. It's something I can't control. I've tried a few things and it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm very sorry about that, everyone. Unfortunately, I can't fix that. But yeah, very surprised with Jonah because he is a very quick driver. You know, he's top of tier 3. I think he's in tier 3 anyway. And, you know, he's really quick. And we have Ryan Grob comes along with a 128.6, puts him 13th, which is a respectable lap time for his first lap. And Lucic now coming round out of Stowe. Very early on the power now, coming towards Club. And the final corner now. There you go, takes a lot of speed. Hops the red curb, up into gear 4. Shifting nice and early, coming around the final corner. Here we go, let's see what time he puts in. And he puts in a 27.2, puts him 5th place in the Aston Martin. Very respectable.
There's still a bit of a gap from 4th to 1st, and then you've got kind of the bunch that forms together. So whether this is just getting grips with just these presets, and we're going to see those times drop a little bit, but 2 tenths with these guys, I expect there to be a closer gap. And don't get me wrong, being within a second all the way down to roughly, give or take, we're roughly looking at 12th, about within a second, that's decent, but we're talking minute margins. And when you get to F2, F3, you would expect that to be only within half a second. When we get to F1, I would expect that within 3 tenths. Okay, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but
we'll look at Puka here.
There.
He's just in the Haas coming up towards them. We'll hopefully trying to set his first lap on. I think he went out early, but I think he might have been validated, which definitely isn't good because, you know, I've noticed with the invalidation on this game, some tracks it's better. Austria, the invalidation is a lot easier. You know, you can invalidate, a lot harder to invalidate. Whereas tracks on like Bahrain and Canada, it's a lot easier to invalidate. And Puka there, as we speak, invalidates into the exit of Magnussen Beckett's there. As is anyone else on a lap? Let's have a look. Of course, Zach is cutting a lap in the other Haas. Coming into turn 1, into the farm curve now. Very nice there with the speed, taking the nice outside line up the inside and Chapel now. Very good there. He's taking lots of speed through, which is definitely crucial in this game. And definitely in this track. You know, if you don't carry speed through, you're really going to lose a good second on your lap times. And have you had a spin there, or is it just everyone backing up?
No, it just did not have the grip on the exit, and it had to got a slap load of oversteer. And that's going to cost him a couple of tenths. So he's not going to be up the top unless he can put something out. But that engine does not sound nice in 5th gear around Luffield.
No.
Does not sound right, but as you're saying, like what Marcel does, he pushes those higher gears, and you're able to gain that extra traction, shifts down to 7th, he lifts, and invalidates.
Oh, yeah. Both has to have done that. We'll have a look at Tripkov now, who's in the Ferrari. And he's coming around the final, well, not the final, sorry, the first couple of corners in the Ferrari, which I've got to say sounds really nice in this game. So nice. Yeah, it's just annoying with that audio glitch. I haven't been able to hear the cars properly yet. But hopefully that gets fixed on a later date. So yeah, it's coming round. I think that's the exit of Luffield there. Coming towards the... I'll get mixed up the straights on this game. I mean, in this track. Like, you've got the Hanger straight, the Wellington straight, and the Hamilton straight. I'll get mixed up which one's which. Because it makes no sense to me. Just like, you
Start
know.
finish straight is Hamilton straight.
Yeah.
Hanger straight is after turns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So this is a Wellington straight after Max and Beckett's, isn't it?
Yeah, Magnus and Beckett
Yes,
is the
okay.
Wellington. I could
Yeah.
be normally I
Oh!
have a
And he goes off there. On the exit, Beckett's there. Takes I think it took a bit too much. Pair on the exit. Luckily, keeps it out of the wall. Bit of a Carlos Sainz moment there. I'd like to send the gravel, but... And Lundqvist now. 200s down on his time as he comes out set to 1, but let's see what he does now in set to 3. A 10.5 quicker now will put him around P9. As he comes up now towards Stowe. Carries a lot of speed there. Takes a nice curb. And on the exit, very nice there. As Akana Kinchi puts a 126.9. Beats Alfie Butcher by 400ths of a second there. Puts him P1 in the Red Bull. As Lundqvist now coming around the final corner. Let's see where he puts his. And he puts it 9th, sorry. With a 127.4. Jona increased to a 127.5. And we'll have a look
Aston Martin spun at Luffield.
I think that's Aspect. Oh, yep, he's spun at Luffield there, yeah. And he was 2 tenths up as well. And Alfie Butcher now on a lap. He's come up in one towards turn 3 now in the Alpha Tauri. And he's taking lots of curve there. There we go. And onto the Wellington straight this is, or the Hanger, one of the two. And he nice Ferrari move it the way, yeah. And the Red Bull sounds nice as well in this game. 200s up on his previous time, which isn't good enough for pole at the moment, but there's lots to be improved in the next part of the track because he's on the next around turn 7, 8 now, coming up towards Woodcote now. And then into Cops, and this is the no-name straight. And I think he's having a slipstream now with his teammate, Jonah, as he comes up into Cops now. Nice speed carry through there. Doesn't invalidate, which is very good to see. Now towards Max and Beckett, takes a lot of curb, carries so much speed through. I'm going to watch from his onboard now. Keeps it in gear 6 and he's carrying so much speed. Now coming on the exit of Beckett's, keeps it nice onto the grass, takes a bit of curb. 500 up on his time, will put in P1 if he can keep it. If he can keep his time where it is now, as he comes up towards Stowe now and takes it round very nicely. Carries the speed through. His teammate just sitting just behind, getting prepared for his lap as he comes up into the club now. And there we go. Hops the curb. What can he do coming in the final corner? Has a bit of an understeer moment there. Under traction. Comes to the right and puts it. It doesn't improve because that incident there on the last corner, which put him down by 2 tenths. We'll have a look at Max Whistle now, who's in the Mercedes. Takes a lot of curve there. He's 400s up on his time. He's 200s up now, which could potentially put him into P2 if he can improve even more in the on the final part of set 3 now. Comes into Stowe. Carries the Mercedes through very nicely there. Luckily, no porpoise issues like they receive in real life. Invalidates on the exit of Stowe. Kristen invalidates.
Alfie through Stowe. I just want to
exact same time from Loose Inc. At 126.992.
That's impressive. That's impressive. I'm going to quickly mention about Alfie. Alfie through Stowe. That was definite understeer that he had through there, which cost him quite a bit. You can feel the car was not turning to the way it wasn't. He didn't show it, but you can feel it just by physically seeing it. Definitely.
But as Corsac now, 1.7 tenths up on his previous time, which won't get him a position up, but it will get him close to P15 as he's coming around now. Yeah, it is.
It's way too early today because that's first sector done. He could gain loads through the second sector, which is critically where you find a lot of pace. He's having to massively lift. I think it's a bit more than the other drivers through Cops. Now
look at the telemetry, and we'll just see telemetry there from X-Specs now. Let's off completely. Let's off completely again. Oh, and
you have to through those. You have to kind of give something away, but the amount he's doing is a lot.
3.5 tenths up.
3 tenths. Yeah, he's doing a lot better. He's now finding his rhythm. It's still not enough. He's got to find more. He's got to find another 10th, and he could jump from 16th to 15th, unless there's some miracle work around these final 3 corners. Coming around the second to last, he's kept it nice, he's kept it clean. It could have used a bit more curb, cut as much as you can across the line. 13th.
No,
wow,
that
he
was
gained quite a bit.
Yeah, that was. I didn't expect him to gain that much there, but that's really good from Corsac. Putting him to P13. We've got Tripkov, who's invalidated. Grob's invalidated. Stealthy, he's on a lap now in the Williams racing car. As he's coming down one of the straights, and I think it's a bit of an issue there with the game because it looks like the track doesn't exist. But it's fine. As he comes into Brooklands, into Luffield now, down to gear 3, up into gear 4. Very high gears there. And I'd just like to warn the moderator in chat, as very confusing message there. But he comes into Cops now. Very nice. Takes a low curb. Doesn't lift as much as he should, as we thought he should. But coming to Max and Beggars now, how will he go about this corner here? He doesn't. He lifts completely. Lifts a little longer than the other drivers have done, but I don't think it will affect him too much now as he comes out of Beckett's now. Where will he put the car? 2.5 tenths up on his previous time. Will put him ahead of Lucas Seabeat, who is 2 thousandths up on his time. We've had a spinner or someone out on the pits there. We've had a spinner from a McLaren, who is Ash. I think he's spun it. Yeah, has he got damage? I can't see any physical damage, but we'll see as Stealthy now coming around the final corner. He's 2.5 tenths up set to 2. A bit wide there, coming out final corner. What did he do? Puts it, and he does. Yeah. Oh, he does improve by 2.5 tenths.
It's an improvement, but there's no confidence with his driving.
Yeah.
He's cautious in the braking zone. He's cautious accelerating.
Yeah.
And coming around that final corner, there was just no attack with his drive, and that's cost him to basically put him down into 18th. Hence why he's in the 28s, not in the 26s.
Yeah, but so to say that Akinci improves by 0.04 of a second now, which will put him nearly a tenth clear of Lusink and Butcher as he comes up towards Cops now. How will he go about this corner? Does he lift completely? No, he barely lifts. Oh, and he went off a bit there, I think, from what I saw. And he's coming to Bags and Beckett's now. We've had a set to 1 yellow and a set to 2 yellow. I think the car's going slow, but we'll have a look at those in a second. Does he come through set to 2 now? The exit of Beckett's now. And does he improve? Yes, he does by 1.5 tenths. He improves by. Good put him into 126.7s, which will be very nice to see from Akinci as he comes around the final course. Well, not final course, sorry. Comes around Stowe. Takes on the curb there. Nearly invalidates from what I saw as he comes into club now. Very nice. Takes on the curb and hops the other curb again. And he'll have a bit of a slipstream, I think, from that car in front. But will it affect? And he puts on a 127.8, 1.1 tenths up on his previous time. We'll have a look at Harlem now, who put in 127.3 previously, but I didn't see that as he come in through Banks and Bags now. 400s down in set to 1. But what can he do in set to 2? We'll have a little look now as Ferrari has got a bit close on the exit pit lane on Farm Curve. 900s down on his time, so I don't think he's going to be able to improve much unless he can do a lot of work into Stowe and Club there. As he comes around Stowe now, takes very nice, lifts off completely.
Not a confident drive into Sector 1. I've been watching Marcus throughout the lap, and it's been there. He's got good pace, but nothing to wow you or to feel confidence. There's the twitches.
Yes, and he puts it no.
Slight improvement.
Ooh,
but it's not enough.
It's the grass. Yeah, we'll have a look at Butcher now, who's in the Terry. He's coming around. He's 500 stands up in Sector 1. Let's see what he can do coming into Cops now. Is obviously Sector 2 is where you can gain so much time, especially Max and Beckett, so that is a very technical part of this track. But
lovely.
Yeah, will he be able to
win? Lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry, the grip
that was
he had,
nice.
He went through with a good amount of speed, good amount of throttle. Oh, there's a bit of oversteer on one of the corners. As there's so much oversteer, he's still able to keep grip. How much does that affect?
Oh, he's 800 up, 800 up.
He's lost a bit of time, and that bit of oversteer has cost him.
Yeah.
Once he got through Stowe, how can he find the grip he's looking for?
Yeah. He needs to
the
find a
rear
10th.
end wants to go. The rear end wants to go with him. That's for sure. And I don't know if that's just the setup he's going for, but he's making it work. He's up in 3rd, and he's making this work somehow across the line. No improvement, but hey, I'd be proud of that.
Yep, that was a pretty good time. And Akinci doesn't improve as he's done for. Oh, I've been invited now. And Lusink now coming up towards Club now. Will he be able to improve? Because Alfie Butcher doesn't. So what can he do? Comes around the final corner. Lusink puts in a... Will he improve? Yes, he does. Barely, though. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, by 10th. Notice
Whistle coming round Stowe. As there was an Alpine off on track earlier on. Whistle I didn't see his sector times coming into Stowe, coming into the 3rd sector. So it's all unknown as he comes across the line. Has he got enough to push the car onto pole? It's only good for the front, but it's decent as the 126.86, 30,000th of a second off. Can't do maths right now.
No, that was probably enough. I didn't expect him to put it P2. Quicker than Lusink and Butcher there, who are very quick drivers. As Nivquist now coming... No, he's not on a lap. Is Puck on a lap? No, he's not. Is anyone on a lap? I think Aspect might be. No, he's invalidated. So, Akinci takes pole here in Britain for our 2nd social race of F122, with Whistle in 2nd, Lusink in 3rd, Butcher in 4th, Jakob in 5th, Sendel 6th, Ashbest 7th, Nivquist 8th, Robert Snyther Marquis takes up the top 10. Then we've got Pookie, Trepkov, Leonard, Korsak, Martins, Mono, Grob, Stealthy Aspect, and CB take out the final 10.
None of the drivers went for any form of tyre. No banker laps, no nothing like that. It was pure soft tyre runs.
Yeah.
Which poses the question, are we seeing the soft tyre? Because you get free choice when we come to the actual race. Are we seeing nobody then deciding to go for a hard soft run then? If they're using up all these soft tyres?
Yeah. Obviously, tyre degradation is a lot higher in this game. But while we wait for the cars all to load up, we're going to have a quick look at our sponsor. One of our sponsors, GTL Mega. Yep, we're back. There we go. So, can you turn it up? I can turn the stream up in a second. But yeah, that was a very quick qualifying session. I'm not sure what pole was in F1, but I believe it wasn't too far away. Just to answer everyone, Yano is not here. Yano, Yano wasn't in the F1 Invitational either, but he's not here at all today. So, yep, no Yano. The stream sound.
Now lost 50 people. You're just saying that we've lost 50 people, right?
With what?
Not having Yano here, 50 people now gone.
Sorry, everyone.
It's all they come for, and they all sit there and be like, no, we're not. We're here for everybody. No, you're here for Yano. We know what you're out here for, and we're not gonna diss you for that. No. I'm actually here for Marcel because I'm a bit more of a fan of him.
But let's have a little look through the chat to everyone. Hello, George. Hello, the pranksters. Hello, Lucifer. Hello, Hummus. Benjamin, Chris, AJ, Ricciardo, R1. So say hello to everyone who's in today. We've got a lot of views, which is very nice. And yeah, it's a bit overwhelming, to be honest, because this is the most views I've had on a stream ever. So I'm a bit anxious. But I believe the race is starting soon, so I'm going to head back into lobby quickly. Are we starting? I'm just hoping I have issues like, oh, no, we're starting. Right, we're going to get the stream back on, everyone. We're going to get started for the formation lap.
Formation. Don't worry. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine. Just treat it like you had 0 viewers. That's the way. No, honestly, and it's advice I would give to anybody. I've been doing commentary for now 4 or 5 years. And admittedly, that's been a bit of Counter-Strike, and then my more recent stuff has been F1. But the way you have to view it is, imagine you've got 0 streamers and just do not give a damn to what the audience, how many people are there. I've streamed in front of 200. I've done in front of 1,000 before, and. Yes, the numbers are overwhelming, but you just don't let that build you up. And the same with racing. When you've got an audience, there's an audience on your back, and you're racing in a league like this, the pressure builds to you, and you're in your head. You're like, oh my god, there's so many people. You have to mentally block it out. You've got to say to yourself, well, so what? And that's all part of the game, essentially.
Yeah, but I was about to say here, I forgot about the rule in F1 22 with the I've been used to F1 21 where you can pick any tyre you want now. But here we say we got a few drivers on the mediums and a few on the hards. No one on the soft tyres. So, but I think there's more on the mediums than there is hards, but it's more or less equal. I'd say about 12 on the mediums-ish. I can't be bothered to count through. But yeah, what was it in the chat? Someone says, what are your accents? Well, my accent is Birmingham, but I'm talking a bit more posh now because I don't, my accent isn't very good sounding in a stream, so I've got to kind of tone out the Birmingham part.
Oh, darling, please. If you want to be posh, you can never beat me. In answer to your question, my accent is a cross between Peterborough and Basingstoke.
Oh.
And the south is rough. And, the Midlands have given me... Well, the thing is, I've always been brought up with, well-spoken family. In the sense that I always dot my I's and cross my T's.
But yeah, everyone's lined up now onto the starting line before we begin the race. which
Those
I'm very excited for.
manual grid slots as well. So it's not like the old game. You have to position yourself into a position that best suits you.
Yeah.
Because of the way the new game works. Same with pit stops. We're going to be seeing them having different times as we are waiting for the last driver to line up.
I'll give you the honours to start us
Oh,
off.
thank you. There are going to be 3, 4, 5 lights. And they are off, and it looks a bit shaky from the Mercedes as he's not got a great launch. That being said, somehow gets the lead of the race, pushes the Red Bull out to the side, and the Aston Martin of Danny fighting alongside. Can he nick second? He will into the third corner.
That was a very good start from Whistle there. Akinci had a very bad start, I noticed, off the line, and Nevquist got a couple. Oh, and that's Akinci off on the exit of turn 4 there. That's not very good for him. I don't know if he made contact or if he just spun. But Aspect also had a bit of damage, I think, as well, as Whistle takes the lead with Lusink in second. Alfie Butcher right in the back of him now, coming to left field there. Then another spinner, is that Corsac who spun? Yes, Corsac spun on the exit of Brooklands. Yeah, everyone, just so you know, we are aware of the same bug. I can't fix it. Sorry about that, everyone. But yeah, that was an amazing start. So many drivers got to the line so well, and Butcher, you know, he moved up a couple of stages. He had a bad initial start, but in the second phase, he really got that car away into turn 1.
He did indeed. Another battle I want to point out very quickly is Kristen Sendel and Vincent Novisk. Do apologise. Vincent having a little tussle at the start. The Alfa Romeo and Ferrari. Gonna be keeping an eye on these two, as actually the Alfa Romeo is gonna be pushing up to Norbert. So punchy. The mediums definitely showing their strength early in the game, as Whistle has just lost the position, as he's going to be taken not by 1 but possibly by 2 as the AlphaTauri tries to go down the inside. They're going to have to wait patient. Is he going to go around the inside on the third corner?
And he does.
Desperate and wanting that very fast. Get past the hard runners ASAP, because they're going to go long while you're going to go short.
Yeah. That was an amazing Butcher there. I think he just, onto turn 1, I think Whistle had to kind of let off a bit there, as Butcher could just keep flat and go straight for it, and then up the inside, and he got the move done. He's on mediums as well, which he's already faster, but Sendel there, he needs to get past, so does Nevquist, he needs to get past these hard runners, otherwise it could, you know, damage their race, because you can see the mediums are a lot quicker than the hards, especially through the corners.
Drop down to 5th. We're going to be seeing a battle for 4th and 5th. Is down into Cops. No, not just yet. Not close enough. As Kristen is pushing it. As Jacob goes completely wide. So that's a free position for the Alfa Romeo. But that Ferrari, again, ever so close. And staying with the Ferrari for in case there are more mistakes. Whistle is the next car up the road. And I don't think it's going to be too long until he's going to drop down the field.
No, but Roberts there, he was on the back of, I think Martin overtook him, and he was right on the back into Maggots, and I thought he's going to have to lower field, otherwise he's going to go straight into the back of him, and that got him well.
Vincent is off, spun out of Stowe, and he's dropping down the field. What a disaster. We were complimenting him so much, and just a simple mistake. We're seeing a few drivers, the Aston Martin of Marquis, going wide at the exit of the final turn.
Yeah, that was really bad from there. Oh, and Southey's off on the exit of the final turn there onto the start line. And he's got a couple of positions there. Corsac's still a bit behind. But Butcher's got a nice... Lucy's got a nice gap to Butcher a bit, really. 6/10, that's, you know, we can work with that. And I think we'll look at here at Ash, who's on the back of Jakob. I don't know if Jakob got any underbody damage maybe from that incident in Cops there. Because, he you know, his teammates seem to be very quick. But the action's kind of calmed down now. We've had the lap 1 and 2 action. I think everyone's now starting to distance a bit and get ready for the DRS train. As Leonard's on the back of Roberts now coming on the exit of Woodcote. But Roberts got a way better exit there than Leonard did. But, you know, Lusink, he's had a pretty good race. Started third, sorry. He's moved up to first. As Akinci went off the track, he's now in 16th. And, of course, that can't continue because the audio bug's too bad. Apparently there's an audio bug for everyone in here. That is unfortunate. But yeah, Alfie Butcher, he's closing up on Lusink now. As they come up in towards Club.
McLarens, I want to just focus your attention on them. They're getting ever so close to each other. If team orders were a thing, they would be switching them over.
Yeah.
As Ashby Best has got medium tyres, while his teammate Norbert has got the running on the hards. So again, it won't be long before we see the switcheroo. Now, where the switcheroo will happen, it's not been successful down the straight. So whether the setup has been designed for going, as I said, with using presets, but there are still options. Are we seeing that a couple of drivers have gone for the straight line speed over the turning? Because the ones that have definitely gone off have definitely gone straight line speed downforce. As we're going to go down the straight, so I'm just going to hold on to the comms and nice and easily down the inside into Brooklands and Luffield.
But we're looking at P1 now. Daniel Lusink, who's being pressured by Alfie now. So Alfie's really gaining on him there, coming towards Cops now. But I think Jakob knew that his time was up being in that 6th position. You know, Ash has got the better tyres. Bit of an oversteer there from Butcher. But it hasn't really affected him too much there. As we've had an overtake between CB and Nevquist. I think CB went off there, as Nevquist's got a big gap to him there. Corsac retired in the pit lane. Unfortunate for him. You know, he had a pretty good qualifying session. They all went downhill. We'll look at Jonah now, who's took a bit of grass there, coming on the exit of Beckett. And he's catching on Pookie, and he also needs to catch on Jakob as well to kind of get a benefit of these medium tyres. Otherwise, it's really not going to help him at all. But little look at the lead here.
Yeah, the leaders are holding ground. I've been watching them for a little bit, and both drivers making gains and losses in different parts of the tracks. The technical section, we're seeing Alfie not being able to put the pressure on, but down the straights, of course, where you have the DRS, you've got the straight line speed, Alfie's really demonstrating some good pace. And definitely the straight line speed is there for him. Now, whether the fact it is just pure DRS and slipstream, we won't know until they switch over.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be an easy overtake, for sure.
No.
And it's going to come down to the pit lanes.
Yep, definitely. But we're going to have a little look at Jonah now, as he's getting even closer to Pookie now. I just think, you know, he can get close in some of the corners, but then it's just on the exits. He doesn't seem to be too strong. He doesn't seem like he feels comfortable with the car. But then again, we've seen a lot of that with, you know, a lot of drivers. Compared to the old game, this is a lot different. You know, the handling model is a lot different to it was before. So I think, you know, drivers we're going to have a look at Butcher now. He's really behind Lusink going into Max and Beckett. So now he's really on the back, catching up. What can he do on the exit? And we've got a spinner from Aspect. And we'll have a look at him in a second. But Butcher's got to get DRS now. Will he try for the overtake? Let's see as he comes up towards Stowe now. He's coming at the inside of Lusink and he stays back. He decides to stay back on him.
So close, but yet so far. The move is not over. He could technically lunge one down the inside if he really wanted to, but no. He's playing it safe. The long game is available to him. Remember, we're only on lap 5. Going on to lap 6, so there's plenty of time. Another 20 laps to go for Butcher to really mount a move. He's applying the pressure, waiting for Danny to make a mistake, and that's all he needs to do right now. Just apply the pressure, force the error.
Yeah, but this is going to be good for Ryan as well, as he's on the back of Akinci now. Akinchi's not got DRS. Ryan's on better tyres. So will he be able to get a move maybe on this upcoming straight, or will he just stay behind? Because, you know, see one of them tracks, you've got to either get past and make it work. And Alfie Butcher's getting really close to Lusink there. Will they go side by side to Cops? No, but they're going very slow. Don't know if that's...
No. It possibly could go one into Cops. Yeah, one into Cops would be very doable right now if Butcher can just stay close. 2 tenths, but I think the ERS defense is playing very strong for the Aston Martin, as I thought for a moment the rear end was kicking out, but the camera angle, that was a good camera. Let's go through Cops, Maggers and Beckett. So look how wide that Aston Martin's having to go. He's almost playing defensive through a section where you don't need to defend. And now, Butcher, ever so closer now, as he goes round the outside of Stowe. He's got to make it stick. It's not going to be easy, but he makes it look it.
That was an amazing with that up the outside. You know, that's a place where it's very hard for the inside person to defend. And yeah, Lusink there couldn't really do much coming into the final couple of corners. So it's kind of like move done. But then again, will he be able to catch him on, you know, the next straight that's going past turn 3? You know, it's one of them where you've got to, if you make the move, it's got to stick. Otherwise, it just doesn't pay off at all. So Alfie's got to try and get a good gap. And Lusing's really sticking on the back of him. Jacob gets a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings, which isn't very good at all. But we can see, look how much slower these hard tyres are. We look at Pookie there. He's 2 seconds off the McLaren, sorry, in P6. So these hards really aren't as quick, but they can go longer. And we'll have a look at Lusing. And yeah, can't make a move at all.
I was going to say, Mac Weasel, even though he's on the hard, yes, he's 1.4 behind, he is holding his ground. He's holding his ground ever so well, and Kristen Sendel has been unable to really mount much of an attack onto Max. So yeah, we are kind of already dismissing those hards already, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and I think that's an Alfa Romeo of Ryan Grob.
Nope, that's very odd there. Oh yeah, he has spun. He's 5 seconds back off McKinchy now. So I think he did have a bit of a spin. I think he was on the exit of Brooklands, which I've noticed quite a few drivers spin there. Jonas still can't get past Jacob. But will he, but is he, but then again, is he trying to stick behind? Because he could get past and then get the DRS on the next guy. So it's pretty confusing what he's going to try and do. But Lucy just can't get past Busher. Butcher's got a very, he's a very defensive driver. He knows how to defend properly. And Tripkov and Akinci fighting now into the final couple of corners. Will Tripkov send one to the inside? No, he doesn't. Stays back. He definitely knows that's not the way to go. So coming in the final corner now. And yep, Tripkov's lost position to Akinci. But DRS is still available on the exit turn 4. And Nevquist is out. He's retired in the pits. So I think he knew his race was over.
Watching Jonah, it's his exits of the corners. He's applying a little too much throttle, causing a bit of oversteer, and he's having to really fight the car. So I think that's probably one of the causes why we're not seeing him attack Jacob. But at the same time, when he's mid-corner, he's able to find that pace. He's able to close in. It's just the exit. Entrance, mid, good. Exit, terrible.
Yeah, but we're going to look at Roberts now, who's actually on the back of Menno. Menno doesn't seem to be on the pace very much in those I think it's on the medium tyres. So this is good for Roberts, as he's got pace on those hards. I think the medium's going to start wearing off shortly, but we'll see the effect later in the lap with all the drivers, because luckily, it's easy to tell because there's so many drivers that are, there's so many mediums and hards together, so we can really tell when they start to drop off. And will Roberts be able to make a move up towards Stowe? He's going to be close, but I don't think he will. No, he's just too far back. The DRS doesn't seem as powerful as it did in the last game. But we can see Stealthy, who's on the back of CB now. And I think he might be able to get a move done here. He's got a way better exit. Will he got the inside? No, yes, he does got the inside on CB now. And into Williams, and overtakes the Alpine there into Stowe. Pretty easy move. Got it done. Let's put the MFD up so we can see the RS.
Marcus went extremely wide on the final turn. That's allowed Ashbeast to really get a taste of, alright, I'm in this fight in the train all the way up to third, as Max Weasel, again, he's still holding off Kristen Sendel, and on those hard tyres, he's still doing it. He's held his ground, and hats off to him, because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers up his rear end who clearly are showing brilliant pace, but just can't find the right place to do it.
Yeah, he's got that pace in those hard tyres, which is good. He's a 1.4 seconds back off these top two real quick. And I'd like to mention, Alfie has 87% ERS, and Lucy's got 35%. So Alfie seems a lot quicker. And Max is on 11, and then just behind, the others are even on low ERS themselves. But Marquis and Sendel are really getting on Max Whistle, but they can't really get past because, to make an overtake, well, you've really got to be close because the DRS isn't as powerful it was on the previous game. So they've got to be a lot closer than they are now to make a move, to make the move pay off. If they get past, yeah, it's all good getting past, but then they've got to be able to defend from Whistle again. So, it's a hard situation for them to kind of, make a decision on what they want to do. Ash is so close on the back of Marquis. He's got a bit more ERS as well. And Pooh gets a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings, which really doesn't help. And yeah, but you can see how much more pace Ash has got on Harlem now. It's coming out of turn 4 and right behind Marquis. And that's Ash round.
He lost it. Just too much throttle on the exit of the corner. And that's enough to send any car flying round, and it's so unfortunate because Ashbest was applying so much pressure onto
He
Marcus.
was.
Maybe it was too much for him to handle himself.
Could have been. Yeah, he's very odd there, as it seems like he might have meted that little yellow curve there, but we look at Steven now, coming up towards Stealthy on the inside. Will he make the move into Brooklands? Yeah, he does. I think he's got that done. But, yep, Stealthy can't really fight back there, but he gets a better exit on the inside. Will he be able to make the move? Goes around the outside, but I don't think he's... Yeah, he doesn't really have to get the move done there, and I think Ryan had a bit of an incident there, as he's had a yellow flag put out for him there. But Stealthy on the back of Luca now. Please don't... Yep, they don't go side by side. That made me kind of relax there, because I thought, oh no, they're going to go side by side and do a Max Hamilton, which luckily they don't do. And Stealthy seems to have lots of pace on CB now, but they've got to gain on Ryan, because, you know, otherwise they're not going to be able to get much done unless there's a safety car. But Stealthy now on getting past Luca on the outside into Stowe. Luca can't really fight back, sticks back, but goes for a better inside line, as Stealthy had to go a bit wide there, and I don't think much move can be done there, and Lena gets a penalty. Multiple warnings. Yep, not much could be done there. And Menno's on the back of Roberts now, who went a bit wide there into next to turn 3, coming up towards the Hanger Straight. They go. And Aspect gets a 5-second penalty for speed in pit lane.
We're coming up to pit lane time. We're getting close to it. So lap 14 used to be, and I will emphasize used to be, the rough lap time. We would see, well, it'd be 14 to 16. We'd see the medium runners come in on the 2021 game. Now it's 2022, tire degradation, slightly different. Are we going to see maybe an extension? Are we going to see them come in earlier? There's too much unknowns. Now, I personally have not... I've kind of put myself in a position where I don't want to know until today. So I've not done any research, done nothing. And so it's going to be an all a little surprise to us to see how long these guys can eke out their tires and still maintain pace. So who's going to be the one to call the shot? Who's going to come in early and maybe attempt a massive undercut? That's going to be the question. I don't think the top 4 will necessarily go for it, but we'll keep an eye. There we go. Jonah into the pits, talking about taking the shot. Jonah is in the pits, and we're going to get the first of our immersive pit stops. Remember, they are now in control of when they dive into the pit lane. You can see the crew on your screen. Bang. Has he nailed it? What's his stop time?
Menno as well, and Ryan in the pits. And so is Stealthy. So a few of them have gone early, but the thing is, this is good, because drivers like Alfie and Lucink can use this as a bit of data to think, right, do I pit now or do I pit in the future? Because they want to see, you know, obviously with the new game handling, the tyres are different, so when on your outlap, you'll be a lot slower than other drivers will. But we'll have a little look at Jonah as he comes out and see how much slower these tyres are. You can see, you know, look how much, you know, the tyres are really cold. He's got to really be careful on that throttle coming into the first sector. And, you know, one lap, he'll be a good second or two slower. You can see he's have to fight the car, and he makes it out fine. Menno also coming out, and he makes that through fine as well. Ryan out of the pits as well. Yeah, you can see these cars are really struggling, especially with the cold tyres.
I'm glad you mentioned about the cold tyres, because that is a major factor they've put into the game. Of course, the IRL is... Oh, Danny's into the pits. Danny is into the pits. Second place is in the pits. This is early. I think the spark from Jonah, Menno, Ryan, and Stealthy, all of them pitting have made the front runners go, maybe this is the time, as Alfie is going to play the long game.
Yeah, Alfie's got to go really long, which, will it work out for him or not? You know, that's the question. It could. It'll either work out or it won't. You know, and Lucink's... Oh, yeah, Lucink did pit. And has anyone really gained any positions from it? I'm not sure. Is Jonah... I don't think Jonah's going to gain much.
Give it a couple of seconds. We're going to see where Jonah bumps up to, as a lot of the drivers have gone into the pits. Now, it does leave out a lot of the hard runners, who are the likes of Whistle, Roberts, Kinchi. They're all still running on those hards, and it gives them a fresh breath of, all right, let's try and do something with this now.
Yeah.
Let's make it work. Especially Max Whistle, who started in, I think he was in second, wasn't he? And then he's dropped down to, well, he's currently in second. He
They will
could
drop
pull
down.
something off here.
Yeah. The thing is with Alfie, either Alfie's going to pit in a bit later, or he's hoping for a safety car.
He's done purples. Yeah,
Still.
he did a purple middle, and he's looking to dive in. So this is going to be close. I think we should just stay on board with Alfie, because where is that going to come out? With Danny in 5th right now, about 20 seconds behind.
Got Roberts.
Immersive pit stops. Here we go. Oh, this is going to make it all spicy and lovely.
Kinchi stays out. Let's see what Danny can do. Will Danny get out in front of Butcher? Let's see, as he's coming up now on the Hanger Straight or the Wellington Straight, whichever one it is. Coming towards Stowe now. Will he be able to jump Alfie? It'll be close, I can tell you that now. As Alfie's into the pits, I think he's just about to stop. This will be close between these two now. As they lose sync into the final corner.
You love to see it as Alfie is rounding the final corner. The AlphaTauri is going to get out, and it will be ahead by a good margin, by a massive margin. Now, the question is now this has given us information. The overcut is so much stronger.
Yeah.
It is way stronger, and it's also, he's got to hold out as well, because remember, those tyres are cold. He needs to keep up the pace, and it looks to be decent enough. Wow. Alfie, what a move. And Max as well, gaining a position, and he's now on medium tyres. He is in such a dominant position.
Yeah,
Max
definitely.
is in a contention here, actually. Realistically, he could win this.
He could do. He definitely could. But we can see, though, Alfie's got to be a lot slower on them colder tyres, meaning that Luke's gaining. Pookie and Marquis fighting down to turn 1, and I think Pookie got the move done there. And he was, yeah, he's on the medium tyre, so that is expected. Coming through, yep, and they're coming through Manx and Beckett's now. We've had a spin out from, I believe, who is it? It is Luca, who spun there on the exit of turn, is it turn 5? I think it is, as can Akinci in the pits now. Let's watch Alfie. Will he be able to get past? Which I think he will do, but the question is how much in front will he be? Because he's 1.8 seconds in front of Whistle, and he's, what, around 2.7 seconds in front of Loose Ink. So, how far back will Akinci come out? Has got a lot of drivers passing now. Is this going to work for Akinci? As he's dropping down a lot of positions.
Don't think it has very well. He's still in the pits. He's down in 7th, 8th. He's coming round. He's going to lose 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a risk and reward, and I think from where he was originally, yes, I think he's gained 1 or 2 off the back.
Looking at Pookie and Sendel coming up into towards Brooklands now, and them medium tyres are so much better. Gets the move done, straight past Sendel. Goodbye, says Pookie. But Sendel's going to try and fight back, but don't think there's much he can do for that position.
Ooh, not enough room. If he was a bit wider, then yeah, go for it. But Pookie, wow, okay, that's showing a bit of dominance there.
It is.
And Sendel on the mediums. So actually starting off on these hards have been quite favourable.
I would like to look at.
Go on.
I was going to say I'd like to look at Whistle there. He's 8/10 behind Alfie's gained so much. So are these mediums, he's a hard medium, the way to go, because Alfie's going to have to defend heavily. Loose Sync will become less of a danger to Whistle as well, because he's already out of the DRS of Whistle now. So does this strategy work? But then again, when do these medium tyres start to die off?
That is a very good question, because we're starting to see them hit at the lap 12, as Max will set the fastest lap of the race as well, so he's punching. So you don't know, because these drivers weren't pushing that tyre fully. I think they came in slightly early as a precaution and not pushing them fully. I think these tyres can do those 14 to 16 laps that I mentioned.
Yeah.
It's just whether you want to take that risk.
Yeah, because obviously degradation in this game. Degradation is higher, but the cars don't feel as bad under high degradation. You can drive 50 to 60% lap tyres a lot easier than you could in the past games. So, either they came in very early, or the tyres were just being pushed way too much. Because Whistle, he's just, Alfie's being dropped by Whistle at the moment now. He's lost a second and a half in 1 lap. So, you know, was that a bad strategy for Alfie? Because you know he's going to have to defend on the hards against someone on mediums. So
At the start of the race, no. I'm just going to make that point on that. Start of the race, no, because Alfie was dominant. He was pushing. He had, he had the power and the control early in the game. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough as Max is looking to really push Alfie around. As he might make a lunge. Is he going to make a lunge? No.
Yep, and Norbert gets past Marquis.
Yeah, so as I was saying, that early phase, if you're on those softer tyres, you have to make that impact early, and that's where you get the gains. So for someone like Alfie, who was a bit further back, he wasn't at the front, he was able to kind of slither his way to second, and then find himself in this position. And I'm going to be honest, mate, I don't think Alfie's going to be keeping first any longer. I think this is the straight he's losing it on, because Max is absolutely on the rear end of Alfie, coming down what I believe is the hanger straight, and no, just not fast enough down the straight.
No. Yeah, very surprising there, because you'd think how close it was to 10, you'd think he'd get that move done, but no, it doesn't seem to. But the thing is, I think once Max has got past Alfie, you can try and fly away. But then again, Alfie's got to try and stay in that DRS, because if those mediums start to die off near the end of the race, Alfie can then take that advantage and try and get back. So, it's going to definitely, this race is definitely strategy. And we're going to look at Norbert now, who's on the back of, on the back of Sendel, Creative Cops. And, yeah, according to some Beckett, and you can see Norbert can take a lot of speed, and Sendel seems to be carrying a lot more, even though he's on soft, harder tyres. But the DRS will open for Jakob now as he comes up, and I think he's going to be able to get Sendel very easily. Yep, and he gets straight past him halfway down the straight, but Sendel's going to try and fight back. Goes up the inside. Oh, I think he taps the back of Norbert there. Norbert keeps the move. Yeah, Norbert's kept that move there, and pretty well puts him into fifth position, but he has got a penalty.
And make a quick update on Max. That's the second time Max down both straights goes out of the slipstream. I've got a feeling he's overheating his car, and he's having to move out the way, which is very surprising, taking out these cars aren't supposed to overheat as easily. So something's wrong, and it's not clear because he's not. There we go once again. He's out of the slipstream for some reason. Why? What is this reasoning?
Maybe it's the dirty air. Maybe that has an effect on the tyres. I'm not sure. I'm not a car analyst, so yeah. Maybe we'll hear after the race what the issue is. We're going to try and get a few of them into the interview later, so maybe we can have a chat with Max and see what the issue was. But yeah, it seems very odd how that happened, and I'd like to mention 3, 4, and 5 are all future esports drivers. So that's very good for them.
Well, that's very good for us as well. Entertaining racing coming throughout as Max is now the closest he's ever been going through Maggots and Beckett's. And are we now going to see him actually make an attempt make an actual attempt? He's in the slipstream this time. Maybe possibly saving up ERS, but he's not close enough to mount an attack. Can he keep it close through Stowe and make a late lunge into the final 3 corners? No. Not just yet. You've got a few laps to go. We've got 7 laps remaining once they cross the line.
We're going to look at Jonah, who's gaining on Harlem now. And I'm sorry, no, Akinci, and he's on the hards, and Akinci's on the medium. So Jonah seems to be really good with these hard tyres. You can see how much they slide out the back of the final corner there. And he's lost a couple of tenths due to that incident. So, these mediums and hards both have pros and cons. And if you can control the car, you're in a good position. But, you can see Lusink, he's just at the back of Whistle, but he can't seem to gain any more because the DRS just doesn't do as much as it should. And I think we can see Whistle now coming from outfield on the exit of Lawfield now. And on the exit, he's quicker. On the entrance on the entrance to the corner and the straights, he's quicker. On the exits, he doesn't seem to be quick enough. I'm going to have a quick look in the chat there. The incident of the game, yeah, we are aware of that. It's something that can't be fixed, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate something we have to deal with for now. But Whistle now 2 tenths behind Alfie. You can see the mediums don't seem as confident through the exit of Beckett's there, and he's gaining. Let's see, he makes a move up the inside of Alfie, goes on the outside. And he makes a move up into Stone, gets that move pretty done, and takes first position there off of Alfie Butcher, which is very good. But
Took way too long though. Took way too long to do that. I feel he could have done that a lot earlier.
Yeah.
So the question we're gonna have to ask Max is, what took you so long? Because he made that look so easily. He had the tires. He's got the pace. Why wait? As he let you go, purple last sector as well.
Yeah.
There is a lot of. It was strategical as well. That's what's raising up in my mind.
He was on the back of Menno now, coming at the final corner in the Ferrari. Ferrari versus Mercedes power. Oh, a bit of lag there from Menno. Okay, we're far behind. I mean, close behind. Trupkovic, will he make a move up the inside and turn through? I think he's too far back. Yeah, he is, but Menno's got low DRS. I mean, ERS. Oh, and Trupkov nearly hits him round there. But luckily, keeps the car straight. Which is very, very unfortunate for both of them there. I don't know if Trupkov got damage. I don't think he did. Has he got side pod damage? I saw a bit of a weird colour on that Ferrari. We can't see.
But he's still going for it. He's still pushing hard, and I don't think Tripkov is done and out of this race just yet. That Williams, that Shazoo member is going to be looking at his rear.
Yeah.
He's going to be saying, oh God, there's a car right here, as they're going to go into cops. Is there going to be a move? No, you can't make a move just yet. Stay still, stay put. Stay close through Maggots and Beckett, and I think Tripkov, yeah, he's mounting up. He's looking for any gap, and already look at the Williams. It's wide, it's squirmy, it's not in a good position, and has Tripkov got the exit he needs? It's 3 tenths. It's coming down to 2.5 tenths. It's coming down to 2 tenths. It's going to go round the outside, but no, the defense from Menno holds that Ferrari back. And what a slight move was all it took to say to that Ferrari, no, you're not. You are not coming through.
But I think, you know, this racing ability is a pinnacle of PSGL. You know, this racing has been so amazing. We've had such clean racing, a few mistakes from drivers, but it's allowed. You know, new game, cars, you know, the drivers going to have to get used to new vehicles. So, you know, mistakes will happen. But, you know, apart from that, the drivers, oh, and it hits him again! This time into turn 3.
Definitely got to be damaged now, for sure. Somehow, he's still keeping that car on the track and still moving in a normal manner, as he's ever so close. So the overtake is more imminent, but you could see the Alpine behind is going to come and get involved as round the outside of Brooklands into Luffield, but he's gone wide into Luffield, going to allow that Williams to come back, but not enough. Ooh, I think the stewards would love to say something to that, but we don't have stewards for today.
No. But that was these 3. Oh, and Tripkov goes wide. I think he has got damage, to be honest. And this is good for Leonard. He could just, like, you know, it's a good situation for him because he's just sitting back and he's letting the battle unfold, and then he can get involved at the last second. Will the... Oh! Leonard there, a bit of a bad exit of Beckett's. And let's see, will Menno get past Tripkov around the outside? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He was gone out, but yeah, it seems the car's just only goes to the inside. And yeah.
Oh, you should have made the lunge. You should have made the lunge down on the inside. Would have been entertaining for us. There's definitely damage to that side pod. You can see that.
Oh,
there might be visual graphics, but either way, there is dirt and whatever on it. Another driver's pretty close. Matthew Roberts. He's trying to push Jonah up the road. Jonah's been strong, but now he's been having to look behind instead of looking in front as Matthew is coming down the straight, and it's not fast enough. The action's ramping up right now.
Yeah, but you know, Matthew, he's on the medium tyres and he's got a bit more pace than Jonah. Obviously, you know, you can see Jonah's been off that pace, but is that just showing the difference between the mediums and the hards? Because on the mediums, Jonah wasn't doing too bad. On the start of the hards, he was doing well. But now these hards are starting to drop off a little tiny bit than the mediums. And you can see, look how much closer Matthew Roberts is to Jonah now. Coming out of Beckett's. And he's got the DRS. Will he be able to make a move? I don't know. He's 4 tenths back. I don't think it's enough.
No. Nowhere
near. Over a spin.
Ooh. Who is that? Who is that? It is the Alpine of Lusa
CB, something.
Tripkov
has been passed by Menno, and Menno's going to fight back, and that's Menno round on the exit of Stowe there. Put Leonard into 13th. That is unfortunate for Menno. He's fighting with Jarne Tripkov, and well, It seems that Trepkov didn't leave any space there for Menno, which is very unfortunate. We're going to look at Harlem and... sorry, we're going to look at Harlem and Sendel, who are fighting. Onto Norbert Jakob. Jakob doesn't seem to have too much pace on those medium tyres. But
I was going to give you a little update of the front runners, just briefly. They're closing up on each other. The front three, we might be seeing battles at the last lap of the race.
It's going to be interesting with these three. I think they're all saving to then make a big battle at the end of the race. But we'll see. As these three here, 5th to 7th, we're looking for a battle for 5th here at the moment. And it just seems Jakob, he just doesn't seem to be on the pace of those medium tyres. And Sendel and Marquis are really on the back. When will that move be able to be done by these two? Because they've got to get it done soon enough, or it can cost them part of the race. Because, they're 6 seconds back now, which means a move up to 4th, 3rd, or even 2nd and 1st is just inevitable now for them.
Down the inside. Yeah, down the inside of Sendel. Clean. Ever so clean. Can he keep it on the track? Yes. But that McLaren is going to try and fight back, but nothing of it.
Roberts now on back of Yona, and yeah, nothing could be done there. Trepkov and Leonard fighting. Oh, and Trepkov nearly had a bit of deja vu there with Menno, but this time him on the inside. And yeah, Trepkov can't really do much.
Jakob is not done. He's going to be attacked by Marcus for sure. He's just going backwards. There's no pace on those mediums, and I've been studying his car as well. There's no visual damage to the vehicle, so I don't understand why he's going back. He's not going to lose one. I feel he's going to lose two. Both Red Bulls are looking punchy for sure. I don't think he'll be down this straight, but it will definitely be down the back straight.
Yeah, because Sendel's now got that 5th, and he's just got to try and hold that position. Oh, and Kitchen, he's got into the back of his teammate there. And you can see look how much pace Marcus got compared to Jakob. It's almost like watching a Red Bull and a McLaren in real life there. There's still not much happening at the front three there at the moment, as they're still around 4 to 5 tenths back, and can't really see much of a move being made by these four at the moment. But we'll see the DRS on the next straight. Will that make an effect?
It might do, but my eyes are firmly fixed to 6th, 7th, and 8th. Honestly, that is getting quite feisty as the rear Red Bull of Akan is going to be getting feisty again as, the McLaren's going to go for a move as well, trying to fight back the position, and all it takes is one spark. Are we going to see more action? No, not just yet. And again, Kanaka is once again trying to fight with his teammate Marcus. He's looking at his rear end constantly and unable to pounce on a vulnerable McLaren.
Marquis, he seems to have the pace, but it just seems like on the exits he can't get the pace. But he's got to, the issue is Norbert's got DRS on Sendel, which doesn't help Marcus at all because he's not really going to gain much. But I think Marcus got a bit of a rare exit there. But yeah, look, Norbert could just pull away on the straights over Marquis there, which really isn't good for him. And I thought hit the back of him there. As, not much couldn't be done. But we'll look at Roberts, who's on the back of Jonah now. Who's on the medium tyres. And it seems some drivers, the mediums drop off, some they don't.
I would divert your attention towards the front as Butcher is got himself within 3 tenths coming through Maggots and Beckett. It's not going to be close enough down the straights, but he's finally made an attack, made an indent onto the lead. We might be seeing a last lap battle. No, it's going to be a second to last lap battle. Butcher side. He's going to take the lead of the race on 25. He has only got 1 lap to hold this lead.
That was amazing. Then we look at these four, and we got those two fighting there. The Alfa Romeo and the McLaren could get more of it there. And Sendel's gonna do a bit of a fake move. Oh, he hits the McLaren, spins him round on the exit of club there. That's not good at all. Luckily, no damage caused to any of the other drivers. Who's that round as well? Is that someone else round? Oh, has that got Sendel damage? We're gonna look back at these two here at the top. At the front there, because this is the battle we all want to see. Max versus Alfie. Alfie versus Max. What can they both do? Coming down the Wellington straight now towards Brooklands, and I don't think Max is close to make a move.
No,
yet again.
He's got 2 attempts to make a move. One is into Cops. I don't think he's got that one.
No.
But down into Stowe, if he can get a good run through the Cops, Maggots, Beckett's, if he can get a good run through that, he has an opportunity, but he's so far back right
Yeah.
now. I think he's used all his ERS to fight back,
Look.
which means that Alfie has secured himself a win
Mm-hmm.
here and now. Because look, there's no way he'll be able to attack that.
No.
And I don't want to commentate curse this early, but it's in the bag for Alfie. And Alfie,
Yeah.
what a run by him. Absolutely calm, cool. You know, he allowed the lead to be taken away from him, but he kept his mind focused. He kept himself in the game, and that man has prevailed. The second to last lap, he knew work had to be done. He made the work done. Alfie Butcher and the AlphaTauri wins the social race.
Let's have a look at these lot here. P9, what can Matthew Roberts do on Jonah Martins? Jonah puts in wide. Can't get the move done there. I think that's secured 8th place for Martins. These two here, Sendel on the back of Marquis. Marquis and Akinci got past Sendel there. Roberts takes a position off Jonah due to penalties as Ash takes out the top 10. Jakob 11th, Leonard 12th. Trubkov comes across. I think he'll get past Leonard due to penalties. Yes, he does. Menno now coming around the final corner. Very slow there, and let's see what he can do. It takes him 14th, and Ryan Grob now coming up to Cops. This has been a race to remember. Alfie, jeez, that was a really good race from him. You know, he kept calm the whole way. You know, he started 4th and got up to 1st, sorry.
Exactly, Oof. And it's the way he did that as well. Mm-hmm. It was, as we keep saying, we've both been saying, calm, cool, collective. You know, he allowed that position to be lost to better himself. He knew that if he was at the front, you'd be using up tire deg, you'd be in constant pressure, that you know that you're going to make that unenforced error. Take that weight off you. You've got the pace, you've got the tyres, and even on the hards, he demonstrates that these hards are still competitive against the mediums. So I look forward to what the future of this league will become with this new game.
Yeah, it was a good race. You know, you can tell the cars control different. You know, they really do, and you can see some drivers struggling, some weren't. So
absolutely,
it's definitely going to bring a lot of racing. I think, you know, some drivers have worked well, some haven't. But let's have a look, see if anyone wants to hop into the interview room for a quick interview to have a little chat with us and get their verdict on the game. But absolutely. Not sure if we'll get many people in. But yeah, it was a really good race. I enjoyed that. First race of F1 22. I'd say it was a good 9 out of 10 because battling was fun. The DRS doesn't seem to be doing much. You know,
it seems less powerful than normal, but at the same time, you know, you've got to look at what the other drivers as well. Are they finding the pace? You know, with ERS, has their ERS been improved? Is the tire management better than normal?
Yeah.
There's so many questions you have to ask that could lead to why we believe the DRS isn't as strong, because it could be a multitude of those things.
Yep, definitely. Can I have a quick look see if anyone's in the waiting room? If not, I think we're safe to wrap it up here.
You're making the slow computer do work.
Yeah.
No, there's nobody in the waiting room.
All right, that's fine. We'll end it shortly. But Alfie Butcher takes the first win of second win of F1 22 was I think it was Alvaro Caraton in the F1 Esports Invitational who took the win last night. Max takes second. Lucink takes the third position on the podium, which has been a very good race on him. He put it P2, dropped one position. No, sorry, he put it P3. You say P3, so that's good for him. So, you know, there's and I'd like to mention Pookie, 11th to 4th. You know, some drivers have made these cars work well. Some, however, haven't got used to those cars. We'll have a little look at our interview screen. I mean, intermission a second. But yeah, you know, that was a perfect race for Alfie. You know, he had the pace the whole way. Qualifying wasn't, you know, I don't think qualifying was him this weekend. This weekday, sorry. But he managed to claw it back in the race. His race pace was phenomenal.
Absolutely, and it's clear that he's found peace with the car, because some of these drivers, and I'll reference a couple of others, they're not finding the control. Okay, yes, we've got to point out they're on presets, so they're not on their own setups. But even so, when you see some of the top tier drivers going on to presets, they've still got that level of control. They're not whacking the steering wheel around. and you once you're used to the game, you can develop and work with these different
Yeah.
setups. And
Obviously,
clearly, Alfie's got peace with it. He's already found his rhythm, which means that early stages of this game, he's going to be looking strong.
definitely. Definitely. Obviously using preset setups, the drivers have still done very well to get into the 26s and the 27s, which, it's pretty strong. But we're going to end it here, and I'd like to quickly mention our other sponsor, Grid Rival, who was sponsors us last season, will sponsor us this season as well. And then again, GT Omega, who've got these amazing chairs. If you want to buy one, go ahead. They are so comfortable. I can sit here all night and all day with them. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for joining today. It's been very great, and it's been nice to have you with us as well, Hyperactive.
Always a pleasure to be in to do F1 commentary.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for joining. So we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.